All right, guys, welcome back to After the Island. I'm Elizabeth.
I'm Alex.
And we have Lauren today with us.
Woo! Yeah. The bombshell that shook the villa.
Yeah, you shook the villa. Okay, one of the best jokes was someone said she really knows how to make an entrance and an exit. And
I saw that. I don't know why. Like at the end, I just kind of went off a little bit, maybe too hard on everything.
I would have done that too.
We
I honestly
it.
Would have done the same thing.
I was like, this is bullshit. Don't do this to me.
It's
But
so
whatever.
funny, and it like cuts to you being nice and like hug everyone goodbye. Again.
Yeah.
They didn't show all of it too. Like, though, obviously, like a lot more was said, and I haven't seen it, so
Okay.
I haven't watched any of it yet because I've still been here. So I don't really know other than what I've seen like on Instagram and stuff.
I can't wait to watch.
I know, I'm scared. I don't even know if I want to.
No, you definitely need to. You coming in on that first day, like, it's amazing.
It is.
Everyone is just getting themselves, like, damn, it's beautiful. Like, all the guys are freaking out. Like, it's so
the suntan lotion.
Yeah.
You spraying yourself.
Oh my God, it was so hot too, and I like got so burned after like the third day because it was like 100 and something. But yeah, I haven't seen that, so.
Oh my God, that's
you'll love it. You'll die
hilarious.
laughing.
It is so
really
iconic.
Funny.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Yeaman from our season goes, who's her favorite Islander from the first season?
it was him.
Oh, was it really?
Yes, it was him. That's what I was saying from the beginning. I was like, let me go off to him, definitely. And I guess it just didn't work out.
Oh my God, you guys totally would have hit it off.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, I think we would too. I thought that I was like, he's probably the only person, and I was like, he seems like he's really fun. He needs to like get out of his shell a little bit. Let me in there. And then they just were like, no.
Oh my God. Well, you'll probably get to meet him.
Yeah, we want to all come to the reunion, and hopefully we'll.
Do you think is there going to be a reunion?
I think
yeah,
so.
for sure.
Yeah, there will be eventually, and we all live in LA, so
yeah,
that'll be interesting.
Come crash it if we're not invited, but we should be invited.
Yeah, that'd be good.
We'll see. We were. Okay, this is actually from Moira's sister,
who's running her Instagram.
Okay,
I like her a lot. She says, "Thoughts on Calvin?"
Calvin is actually so funny and so cool, and from what I've heard, like that they don't really show that. And same with Caleb. That he's so funny and smart, and like to the people who I've talked to who've watched it, or like, they don't show a lot of that. But Calvin is so funny. He's like quirky and nice and like very genuine. And I don't know how, like, if he's coming across like that or not, but he's cool. He's like really funny.
Okay.
I like, yeah.
So, if you had stayed, would you have recoupled with Carrington?
Yeah, so it's so annoying because we were at the New York Carnival, and me and Kirsten had just been like, we just talked through everything, which they didn't show any of it. And we both were like, we love each other. And the last thing that I had told her, I was like, if it upsets you at all, I won't recouple with him, and we can both just like wait. And then she was like, no, just go for it, see how it goes. And then he literally pulled me for a chat and was about to be like, okay, like, let's couple up. Like, I've ended everything with Kirsten and moved forward. And then Ariel walked in, and Trey was like, this is bad. And I was like, it's not going to be bad. Like, and then they were like, they're sending someone home. And I was like, shit. But I thought that because everybody knew that Carrington and Kirsten had just ended everything, like they weren't a real couple. And me and Trey had said from the beginning that we were a friend couple. So I thought they would give us the chance to continue to go forward. Yeah. And it just didn't work out that way. And I think that's why me and Trey at the end were just like, what?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So on one of our review shows, we actually predicted that episode, and we thought it would come down to how it did exactly. We got Mackenzie and Connor being saved as a couple, and we knew it would come down to Trey and Carrington. We knew that they would boot Trey, except for we predicted that you would say and Kirsten would leave.
That's what I would have predicted too, that they would have done like one person, you know, sometimes they do that, like one person from each couple stays.
So that's
because
why
we were about to couple up.
Yeah, that's why we also thought, so since they were dumping Trey, it made sense you were staying. So we were quite surprised.
What made you think that they were going to dump Trey?
He was just all over the place, and I feel like they like Carrington.
From what I've heard from a lot of people that have been off the show is that Carrington was like the best friend of most guys.
Yeah, they all were very close. But and I hadn't seen the few episodes before going in, so I didn't know what was happening. And it was so obvious that Kirsten and Carrington were going to end things, and then he was going to go for me, and that they didn't show any of me and Trey's conversations about. I mean, like, he was so obvious when at the first recoupling and like came up to me and was like, "You have nothing to worry about. Like, you're cool, you're fine." And I was like, "Are you going to pick me?" Like, what? And then he was like, "Well, all I'm saying is that they had a plan the whole time that he was going to pick me first so that I think he didn't look like an asshole, and he picked Kirsten." So Trey was like saving the space. And then in the next recoupling, that's how it was going to, like, I think that's what they were thinking. And then, I mean, it just didn't pan out that way, I guess. But he liked everybody.
Oh yeah, and I think that's why they wanted him off at that by this point, because I think Carrington showed more potential of like finding someone he would really stick with.
Right.
Also, the producers are big into, if they catch wind of like, you guys think you have it all figured out, they will purposely flip it upside down so it doesn't happen how you think it's going to.
Exactly. And I think that's why they tried so hard to push it with me and Connor. But like, what was actually happening was that like we went on the date. He was like all about it. And he was like, "Okay, yeah, like I'm really interested in you." And I was like, "Oh, wow." And then walked into the villa, asked Mackenzie to be his girlfriend. And the next day, he did not look me in the eyes once. So I was like,
weird.
So weird. And I was like, "What's wrong with you, dude?" And then we had the challenge. So then everybody was like, "You should kiss Connor." And I was like, "I'm not going to fucking kiss him because he said all of these things." And then literally was like a baby sheep. And I was like, "What's happened?" So then I was like, "Okay, bye." And then we had a whole conversation that I don't think that they showed, where the little note that he read to Mackenzie about breaking up with her. I sat there with him and we rehearsed it.
No.
Like, yes.
No.
Yes. And so we sat there and he was,
"Oh my God."
I finally like pulled him and I was like, "What are you doing? Like, don't sit there and say all those things to me yesterday." And then just be like, literally, like he would like look at the ground. Like if I walked by, so I was like, "Did I do something?" Like, this is very mixed signals. And then we sat down and talked and he was just like he looked like he was going to cry. So I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "I just feel like it moved too fast with her. And like, I want to be with her and all of this stuff." And I was like, "Okay, so like, let's work through this. Like, what do you like about her?" And he was like, "Yeah, damn." And I was like, "Okay, so nothing." And then I helped him and he was like, "Okay, so I want to show you something on my phone." So I was like, "Okay." And then it's just like this scratched out like letter that was like a fifth grader had written it. And it was like, "I feel we're moving too fast. I don't want you to get mad, but can we take back the title?" So I would like read it. And then he would read it. And then I would read it so he could practice saying it to him. And I was like, "Do you have it memorized or are you going to like," I was like, "I think you should just read it off of the paper."
Wait, was this when you guys were sitting in the boys' locker room?
No, that was another time that every time he would try and talk to me, she would come in and like just put her arms around me. I was like, "I don't want this baby man."
We were funny. So weirded out that he literally had to read it off of his phone because we were like, "You physically can't come up with the words yourself without reading them." Like, that's weird. Why are you on a dating show?
Right. I mean, but when you saw like how he was in that they don't show, I guess they're probably trying to make him seem more flip-floppy, but he was scared. Like, and I was like, "Okay, like I will help you." I ended up being like his therapist for the whole time and talked through the whole, like all of the things. And then he felt a lot better after that. But, yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. I'm like, "Why are you scared of her?" But he just couldn't get it. He just kept going back.
He needs to move through life a little bit.
Yeah, he needs to man up, I think.
Exactly. But he's a good guy. Like, he's a good person. He really is like very sweet and genuine. But like, I've never met somebody who just is actually just that scared in life. It makes no sense. And then it got to the point where everyone was talking about it and trying to help him so many times, and he'd be like, yeah, I'm going to end it. And then just wouldn't. That, like, I mean, I said to him, I was like, I'm not going to do this with you again. Like, I'm trying to help you, like, do what you're going to do. Right. But like it just got boring.
So do you think he'll recouple with someone at Casa Amor or no?
I haven't seen any of it.
I wanted to ask you too, like, who you would have been interested in Casa Amor.
I haven't seen it enough, or I've only seen like the pictures. So
I really don't do any of the boys justice anyways.
Yeah, because I was like, ew, what's happening?
I picked out people from the pictures. I was like, okay, he's the cutest, and I was like, that guy's and then now I look and I'm like, no, swapped.
Yeah, because you have to see people like in action moving, because it just changes everything, like the way that they act and stuff. So who would I have coupled up with? I don't know. I think it probably I wouldn't have trusted Carrington not to flip either. So I was like, would you come up with someone? I don't know.
Other than like Connor, you obviously had like a friendship with. Who are your other like favorites in the villa that you like?
I loved Justine. She's so funny, and they didn't show any of us getting ready and like in the dressing room and how we were all actually getting along. So, which was frustrating. But she was so funny. I loved her. And then, me and Kirsten literally were like in everything. We were like, we hate all these boys. Like, we need 2 men to come in here. And even at Neon Carnival, we're like, we're only dancing together. We don't want to be with anyone. Yeah. And she just was like, she's so cool. She's so nice and like down to earth. I feel like she handled like the situation as best as she could. Right. And then when she realized like Carrington just wasn't treating her right, and she actually like had that realization, and she was like, I wouldn't let anyone treat me like this, like on the outside. I don't want to go back and watch this and be like embarrassed of myself. And I was like, good for you. I wouldn't either. Right. And I was like, and I think if Carrington and I had coupled up, I think he would have been exactly the same way with me as he was with her. You know, just kind of not giving it all. So
I think you guys were too mature for him, like, first of all. Also, what is he talking about with the lifestyle stuff? What does that mean?
What lifestyle?
Like, trouble
because I think she's like either a bottle service girl or something in nightlife.
Right.
And he was just like shitty about it. And I was like, does he realize that like you're really young and that's not your life goal?
Yeah.
Like he tried to do, and I was like, and as if you don't go out and party.
I know.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah, so he kind of was like an asshole about that, and then she was like, "Oh, the lifestyles don't add up." Like he had it all together.
Like kind of 80% of what they show on TV.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah, I was like, oh no. I mean, just tell him that like you're gonna probably do that for like a year or so more, if that, and then you're gonna do other things. Like,
right? So that's a couple of the questions are so similar. I'm going to morph them all into one.
Okay.
Who were like some of the people like not being as true to themselves on the island, or kind of some of the faker islanders, or people kind of like putting on a show or an act?
I just felt kind of everyone. It was like the same thing with Carrington. He would pull me to the side, tell me it's not working with Kristen, tell me he likes me, tell me he didn't, want to do all of these things. And then same with her. She would know it was going wrong. And then he would do a toast to her or come back and be like, that date was amazing. And then pull you to the side and be like, that was terrible. We fought right before. I think she went to like take a glass of wine or something or drink, and he like told her to stop drinking. And they like were fighting on the way. I would have been like, chugging.
Oh my gosh.
No. Yeah.
I would have been like, that's mine too.
Right. So that obviously, then me and Trey had said like, we are going to be friend couples. Like that's it until we can figure it out. And then Johnny and Sally too, like they did get along the best, and they were, I would say at that point, like the realest couple. But like I talked to Johnny and he was kind of like, I think we were both feeling out how it was going to go, and I just didn't trust him. And he was like, I have a good thing with Sally, and I was like, but I think you do too. You should stick with it. So I just cut it.
Yeah.
And, but I think he would have flipped. I like now thinking about it, if I'd have tried to do that, I just don't want to do that to her. And then obviously Connor and Mackenzie is just a disaster. Every conversation they have is arguing. Like
she's actually been pretty into one of the Casa Amor guys.
No way!
Yeah, she seems super happy too. Like
good.
Yeah, she seems different, like glowy, like happy, being herself apparently. Yeah, so
that's good.
Couples, and
I hope she flips. I mean, I hope they all flip. And then yeah, I don't think Caleb really would ever date Justine either. Like, I was like, okay, you guys are just playing that safe. And then like Maura and Calvin, I just was like, because Calvin tried to pull me. I don't know if they showed that and was like, I'm super interested in getting to know you.
I wish they
didn't.
No.
Well, I was like, no. But like, you know what I mean? Like, you could see that they were waiting.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I wasn't aggressive enough in being like, I'm gonna take someone's man, and because that's just not what I do, or like how I would be out, on the outside. So it didn't really work with the show. But I mean, who else is in there? Who are the other couples?
I want you to catch up so you can see this new Mercedes girl going after Johnny.
Oh yeah, does he look like he's gonna go?
Oh, he's been making out with her
nonstop. Yes, he definitely could have done that. That sucks.
He's like already crying at the other villa, being like, "I miss Johnny."
Oh no, girl, come on! I mean, every time I walked past Johnny, like he would be like,
"Oh yeah," there's a scene of him fully checking out your butt.
Yeah,
and falling backwards.
I've seen that.
He was like.
I saw that. It's like, oh my god, it's hard because you don't know what everybody else is saying, and like in beach chat and stuff. Yeah.
Who wants to know your zodiac sign?
Scorpio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did a whole thing on that in the beginning too. That I guess they didn't show it.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, they were like asking me all about it, and like I guess just didn't make the cut. But yeah, full Scorpio.
Okay, this is a really funny question. Someone's actually British, because some people are trying to say that because you're like an actress or had that, like when we Google you, that your accent's fake.
No, what it is I've lived in America for like more than half of my life. So I just have this weird voice, and then people think that I'm like trying to do one or the other. And it's so, like, people are being so mean to me about it. They're like, your fake ass accent, like it comes out when you're mad or it doesn't. But it just is what it is. I've been here since I was like 13.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's like my A's and my R's in certain ways that I say things are very British. But I've lived in LA, so I have like a Valley Girl thing going too. Yeah. Oh my God. But I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I sound. I know it sounds weird. I'm like, leave me alone.
Oh, I love it.
It's fake. I'm like, no, it's not.
It just is what it is. It's a mess of accents.
I was like, I think it's just because she's from Oxford.
No, I was from, like, I am, but I would sound like Emma Watson, like so British. But it's just, I've been here.
You do have the more proper British sounding accent, if I'm not A lot of the Love Island UK people have like the Bristol or like the,
Essex or like London accent. Yeah, there's so many. Yeah. But no, it's just because I've lived here for so long. So you just kind of, your accent changes over time.
Someone wrote, would she have liked to see older men in the villa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, because I mean, at least then they would have been more upfront, I think, about handling situations.
They did cast a bunch of children, I'm not gonna lie.
They did cast a bunch of children. They really did.
Someone said, who is playing the dirtiest?
Playing the dirtiest? Honestly, I'm like, it might be Carrington. Don't you think? I mean, I don't know. Trey jumps around
about his shit, though.
Yeah, at least in the beach.
He was.
Like, he's not sneaky enough to be the dirtiest.
No, that's true. And it's like after our date, he walked straight into Kirsten and was like, I'm interested in her. And I was like, okay, like, good for you, man up. It's like, I think accidentally Connor might be. Just because he's so scared, because he really he's playing with her feelings. Yeah, I mean, he needs to get it together. But I mean, I think like Johnny went in there with the intention to win, for sure. So, And now saying that he flipped a Casa more, I feel like that's kind of playing a little dirty because I think he just knew. He was like, I'm going to put on this fake, big relationship with Sally, and was never really that about it.
Someone asked, what's the biggest tea from the show that you can say?
What's the biggest tea? I don't know. I mean, the biggest tea is that like every single one of those boys literally would have left those girls, but were too scared to for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know if that's tea.
Yeah, we saw right through that. We were all like, you're a bunch of pusses.
Truly. But also I was like, I wasn't aggressive enough in that, which I don't really regret, but I was like, I forgot that it was a game,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you came in and you were all like, you called the girls hoes, I was crying.
I saw that back and I was like, you shouldn't have said that, but in the dressing room, that's how we would talk to each other.
Yeah,
so
no, it's
like,
hilarious.
Yeah, so it came across like I really was like, you fake ass hoes, but like, it was because they knew, and I didn't mean that they were being fake, but like they knew that Kirsten and Carrington were over. Mm-hmm. So like voting that way didn't make any sense. And that I had like no time to like meet anyone.
Right.
But they weren't the ones the guys were.
Yeah, no, I know. And I went into the guys and really went for it.
Yeah. Loved it. Well, we died.
You're like, you're all fucking fake. We were like, yes.
When we recapped that episode, we were like, the only good part's the very last 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think my mom was like, you were like barely in like any of the last episodes. I was like, I don't know what happened. I don't know who I pissed off, but somebody. Because like it started out so well, and then even the ratings like skyrocketed.
Yes, when you came in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ratings shot up with you on.
And then so I was like, why would you not like step in and do something about this so I can stay?
We thought for sure they would. We were shocked.
That's what I just, all my messages and everything is everybody being like, what happened? And I was like, I really don't know.
There was a couple in here too. It was like, all of them were like along the lines of your eyeliner from the one.
Oh my God, the eyeliner. I cannot. You know what's so funny and makes this even more tragic for me is that I have never been able to do eyeliner. And so for some reason I got it in my head like weeks before and I was like, I'm going to buy all the eyeliner and I'm going to practice. And in quarantine, I sat there and like practiced. I was like, you nailed it. Like, and I woke up at 4. I got told the next day, like you're going in like in a few hours. And I mean, honestly, really, I just did my best and it was terrible. And I just have to accept that.
Gosh. We were like, a makeup artist did it.
Yeah, we were like, she didn't do it.
So dirty.
My sister too was responding to comments like, someone else did this to her and that was all me. And honestly, like that's the best I can do.
The meme was so funny. Where it's
they were so funny. They really were. Like I was watching them and I was like, oh my God, why did you do this to yourself? I should have just not done it. But
we had already loved you, and then we saw that you posted it making fun of yourself. And we were like, this is great. Yeah. Like
some of them was so funny, and like people are being so mean to me about it. They're like, girl, you're as fake as your eyeliner, or like like your eyeliner was longer than your stay in the villa. I was like,
honestly, my name of this episode.
I mean, it is true. I really don't know what I was thinking. I was like, is it that bad? And I was like, yeah, it is. Why did you do that?
No, but we honestly, once we saw you that night in your like sparkly dress, you literally were the most naturally beautiful person on that show.
Thank you. And then
like they would walk by like friends or family of mine that was like watching but not watching. They'd be like, oh yeah, she's the prettiest one. Yeah, like they're like that one.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I mean, also I wish they showed this in the dressing room too, because the amount of times that we would be getting ready and I would attempt the liner and it would just be like, one's up here, one's here, and then we'd all be like, it's a no. And like before knowing that everybody was making fun of it, and like 3 nights I just was like, redo the whole thing. And thank God, because people would have gone crazy. It would have been like, what is she doing? But I'm just going to have to leave that alone.
We would like get excited when it wasn't there. We're like, yes!
Exactly. Someone get a let me know. Jesus.
So great. We should have sent an owl. Like we need to send Sally an owl to move on from Johnny.
Oh yeah.
Seriously, I wish you could. She's gonna be crying.
No, we literally want to hire an airplane to, fly over with a little banner that says Sally.
You'd just be like, bail.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Seriously.
Last question, or do you have like any regrets or things you could go back and wish you did differently?
I would just say like the only regret is that I should have played a game. And I didn't at all. So I was like, I should have just picked someone and been like, I'm just going to ruin this relationship and gone forward. But I was like, I don't want to do this to this person. Or I was like, I think this person flip. Or I thought that I'd have more time for it to come naturally.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
I honestly think it attests to your character more because it's very obvious what kind of person you are, especially when we talk to you now. You're the same person that we saw on the show.
And that's what I kept saying to everybody. I was like, stop like this runaround spiel of speech. None of you guys have a connection.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stop it. Like, but that's not the show.
Oh my God.
I loved when you were like, I should have just faked a relationship.
I really should have. And with Trey too, like he's really was so cool, and like all our conversations about everything, he was really understanding, and like especially with like me leaving the bed from like the snoring every night, they have to build me my own bed, which I don't know if they showed that, but I was like literally on the other side of the room in my own bed, and everybody was like against the wall, and I was like, but I have to be able to sleep, otherwise I'm gonna have a meltdown.
No, when you had the glasses, like the most iconic thing when you were like, I was crying.
They were like, show me your eyes. And I was like, no.
That's
and
the
then
worst
they were like, show me your eyes. So I was like, this is what I look like.
That was iconic. I loved it.
I wanted to cry.
Wait, I had another really funny question and now I forgot it. What was it? Oh. When you were walking out, it's not a question. So you said that I thought was you're walking out and you were like, none of you guys even work in here. How are you going to work on the outside?
Seriously,
I was like, true.
Like long distance and then all of the stuff like after the show. I was like, you guys don't stand a chance and you're not trying to.
Yeah.
I mean, Sally and Johnny, like, at least they could kick it. Mm-hmm. Like everybody else couldn't. And then I had like with Kirsten and Justine like a whole moment where I was like, hey, and they didn't show this, and I was like, these guys don't like any of us. And I was like, all they do is play like throw the volleyball into the like basket. We're out here, we're dressed up, we look beautiful, and I was like, well, why? Not one person looked, like not one person.
It was Bro Island.
They love each other, and
Bro Island
do not care about you. Total Bro Island.
It was so bad. There's no chance they would have given them any toys to play with because they would have straight up ignored us.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I literally in one of the beach huts was like, take the balls out of the house. Like we're trying to get talked to.
Oh my God, I wish they showed that.
So
That's
funny.
So funny.
I can't believe
so much they don't show. It's annoying. Yeah. And I was like, who keeps giving them all these different shaped balls? Like, they have so many. Take them out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they were not about it until they, like, had to be. That's why I was like, if you're connecting with someone, you want to be with them, like, all the time, or at least sometimes. And it was like, unless they had to chat, they weren't.
Right.
They're all just hanging out together. So I was like, you guys don't like these girls.
Thank you again so much for coming today, Lauren. We had
Thank
so
you.
fun. We love you.
It's nice to meet you both.
Yes,
we can't wait to meet you in real life.
We'll link your social down below or like on the screen here. And
Thank you.
Share this video with everyone. I can't wait for everyone's responses.
Yes.
So fun.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.